Imagine getting paid just for sharing your thoughts on products and services you use every day. With Survey Junkie, it's that simple. Click on the link in the video description to discover how you can start earning today by taking surveys.
American nuclear-capable B-52 bombers are said to have left the UK and flown a loop around Vladimir Putin's WWIII enclave Kaliningrad. The mission was reportedly intended by the NATO alliance as a warning to Russia about what its members are capable of. The mapped-out route taken by the bombers, tracked by UK Defence Journal, showed that the aircraft departed the UK. They then flew to Russia and circled Kaliningrad, which is surrounded by EU and NATO members Poland and Lithuania, before returning to the RAF Fairford base. The exercise is understood to have been meant as a deterrent to Russia. Kaliningrad, Russia's most westerly territory and the headquarters for Putin's Baltic Fleet, is currently stuffed with nuclear-capable missiles. Russia is thought to be trying to redraw its territorial waters to steal areas near the cities of Baltiysk and Zelenodradsk in the region. For U.S. Air Force B-52 Stratofortress bombers arrived at the UK's Royal Air Force Fairford earlier this month to begin Bomber Task Force, BTF, Europe 24-3. BTF missions enable U.S. joint forces to train with European allies and improve shared trust and interoperability, said the U.S. Air Force. NATO's Allied Air Command explained, landing at Royal Air Force Base Fairford, United Kingdom, May 20, 2024, a U.S. Air Force B-52H Stratofortress demonstrates the ability to forward posture strategic bombers within the European theater, enabling critical touchpoints with NATO allies. The unit aims to integrate with NATO allies, synchronize capabilities and assure security commitments across the U.S.-European Command Area of Responsibility, the press release noted. It continued, the regular and routine deployments of U.S. strategic bombers provide critical touchpoints to train and operate alongside allies whilst bolstering a collective response to any global threat. The missions also enable crews to maintain a high state of readiness and validate the U.S. Air Force's global strike capability in multi-domain operations. BTF 24-3 will demonstrate agility in a dynamic security environment and global strike capabilities in support of assurance and deterrence objectives also in a NATO context with one focus on the Baltic region. In January, Putin taunted the West by flying over the Baltic Sea into the heart of Europe, skirting 4 NATO states. The tyrant flew from Moscow over the Gulf of Finland between NATO states Finland and Estonia. His so-called Flying Kremlin plane then hugging the coasts of ex-Soviet states Latvia and Lithuania before landing in Kaliningrad. Some who tracked the B-52 flight around Kaliningrad said the U.S. aircraft refueled over Lithuania on its way back to RAF Fairford. The Ministry of Defense declined to comment. Our channel has contacted the U.S. Office of Public Affairs and the U.S. Air Forces in Europe for further information. The B-52 Stratofortress is a U.S. Air Force's heavy bomber which has been in use since the mid-1950s. One of the reasons why the plane, which has a 150-foot wingspan, is still in use is its staggering flying range of 9,000 miles. And then there's the awe-inspiring payload capability. In fact, its enormous size means they can carry more than 30 tons of bombs. The hulking bomber can also be fitted with large numbers of nuclear-able cruise missiles and precision air-to-surface rockets. B-52s were synonymous with the bombing of North Vietnam and Cambodia in the 1960s and 1970s during the Cold War. Its destructive capability was also demonstrated in the Iraq and Afghanistan wars where they were used to demolish caves and underground facilities. The majority of the 76-strong fleet are based at Barksdale in Louisiana and Minot in North Dakota. The planes also fly missions from bases outside the U.S., including the UK and Spain.